part of being Tsilhqot'in or First Nations or Indigenous, whatever you want to call us. We learn by making mistakes. We don't learn by reading a book and reading a manual, and we go out there and we learn by doing it. The land will teach us right from wrong, I guess. But I think it's been pretty important for us as Tsilhqot'in Nation to practice who we are, to stand up our rights, our culture, our language. It was very important.
The burn at GwaxeZitan was the first time that the fire program has brought nations together, bringing the province together. This is something that's been happening in Yunesit'in for the last 7 years, but you could see the excitement of the other member nations coming together and putting fire down for the first time for generations.
Having other communities come, that's just the beginning of something special.
GwaxeZitan is one of the nation's foremost gathering sites. It is adjacent to the Tsilhqot'in, the river, and our name, the Tsilhqot'in, is people of the river. It has historical and spiritual connection, like a bloodline almost. This chance of doing something within Tsilhqot'in title was enticing for me to gain access to land and be able to sort of exercise the fire stewardship in that area. The site itself, we experienced 3 different wildfires in the last 15 years, and so I would like to protect the rest of the area and prevent it from getting hit from another wildfire. We were witnessing the burning of trees that didn't come down 10 or 15 years ago when the first wildfire went through.
I mean, it's definitely going to be our biggest burn to date.
I learned a lot. Seems like every time you go out, you learn more and more.
Good teachers.
Good teachers, yes.
What would you like to see the fire do on the landscape?
Bring all the wildlife back.
Yeah.
All the animals.
Yeah.
It's something that we see often when we go into areas that have either been burnt or that have been neglected for so long, is that these first burns are just the most challenging. Yeah, I have to be proud of our group, what we're able to accomplish. Tend to the forest and that the team stuck together. But it's just just sort of a reflection of what the landscape is like and how neglected it's been. We got to show a glimpse of how easygoing it can be, but also the level of severity that we're dealing with in some cases.
Sick country is going to be far more flammable, and that's why Indigenous people looked after the land, because they didn't want it to look like this, because no food. How can you survive for thousands of years with a landscape like this?
When that fire decided to move certain directions, it moved into places that might not have been ideal, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, I keep going do you want to suppress it and wait for another big fire that wipes everything out and hurts your soils and damages things that have already started to grow? Or do you want to embrace this and burn when the level of fires are not as hot and allow things to slowly break down?
The first burns are the hardest burns. And this land had not been burned traditionally at all, for a long time. But what this is a lesson. This is what the land wants us all to understand.
I thought we did a good job. I mean, this is still an upward battle. People seeing this land for the first time, stepping out on country that they've never been on, a place that really hasn't been cared for since the early times of colonization. And so we're dealing with almost like a 150-year problem here. We have full confidence that we can do this ourselves, but it's going to take several burns for it to slowly dissipate and, allow the birds, allow insects attracting like wildlife to it, allow things to rot and take its place. And I think that's how our ancestors always saw the land, as just constantly applying fire, making it like a garden. But it's going to take many little fires to like kind of restore this, and one big fire and you're going to have the same problem over again.
All starts with the landscape. That's where we need to start, not with all that fear. If we work with the land, it'll give us the solution we need. That's what this is all about.